Butter go crazy.
YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live, guys, is going to be on John Morant apologizes for displaying the gun on Instagram Live. So, guys, I'm going to break down what I think of the situation, and I think it'll be intriguing. So, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. This is cutting edge content. So, guys, with no further ado, I'm not going to hold you up. First, before I get into some of the things that I believe about John Morant and the things that's going on with him, I'm going to talk about some of the facts and some of the things that I read up on. So, according to the Memphis Grizzlies, guys, John Morant will not play in at least the next 2 games. I actually think it's going to be longer. I think they gave that I think they said 2 games to try to be soft on him. He's a young superstar. They don't want to be hard and lose him in the locker room. So they might hold him out a week and make him have to really sit back and self-reflect and change his whole life. A lot of people saw this coming. Shannon Sharp saw this coming, and I'm going to get into that later. So, yes, so he's definitely going to miss the Clippers games and the Lakers games. Also, guys, I want to know, why was he in the club at 5 o'clock in the morning? If you're in the club at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to judge you. But don't show anybody that you on Instagram Live that you're in the club at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just not professional. Again, he's a young guy. He's like 23 years old. So he was in there at 5:19 in the morning, shirtless, and he flashed the gun up like that. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to get into that later. So, all right, since I got some of those things already, I think we all know kind of what's going on. I'm going to talk about some of the incidents that he's been involved with. So, the first incident that I remember seeing him involved with was the Shannon Sharp tussle, where Shannon Sharp was saying, hey, you can't guard Goat James. And he was talking to Dylan Brooks, a teammate of John Morant. And John Morant comes over and start chirping at Shannon. And Shannon is like, he's doing basically what Spike Lee does for the New York Knicks. Everybody knows that. But John comes over and starts like antagonizing Shannon, like, hey, I hurt you, I do this, and I'm a this, and I'm a this. And Shannon like, what? And he, and then Dylan Brooks said something to Shannon. And then so Shannon feels like he has, as an older guy, 50-year-old man, he has to defend himself. And then T, which is John Morant's father, comes over and gets in Shannon's face. And then here comes Steven Adams. And look at the Memphis Grizzlies trying to team up on Shannon Sharpe. So everybody like, yeah, Shannon Sharpe fault. He didn't do this and do this. So Shannon automatically comes out and apologizes, shakes John Morant's father's hand and says he's sorry. And I think Shannon knew this was coming. So that's why Shannon took the high road. He wasn't going to be part of the problem. And so Shannon was like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. He made the apology. And he said, excuse me. And he said, hey, I should have diffused the situation. It is what it is. But Shannon didn't back down on what he thought. He still stood strong that, hey, I'm going to defend myself as a man. And if somebody want to come at me, hey, they're going to get what it is. But I'm older, so I should have took the high road. That was the first incident that I knew of. Then there was a confrontation with a mall security guard. And by me doing my investigation, guys, I think it was something that with John Morant, mom was in Foot Locker, and somebody said something to her, or she said something to them, and all of a sudden, she calls John Morant, and he comes to the mall with about 9 other guys in a posse, and a confrontation happens. And the mall security guard calls the police. Now, listen, as a mall security guard, you don't have to call the police. You just can defuse the situation. But they called the police because evidently John Morant threatened the mall security guard that he would do some bodily harm to that guy. That's the second incident that I heard about. The next incident that I heard about was in the summer where John Morant was in the backyard playing with a 17-year-old friend, right? Supposed to be a friend. And the police gets calls, and the police, what the reporters reported with the incident was the 17-year-old boy said John Morant went into the house after he threw the ball at John Morant and hit him in his chin. That John Morant goes into the house and gets a gun and puts it in his pants. And also, I think the guy, they swung on each other. That he swung on the young 17-year-old boy. Okay, so I'm like, John, what's going on here? And I hear Shannon coming on Undisputed talking about, Ja, what are you doing, Ja? You trying to prove that you a $200 million guy and you out here telling people that you ready to fight and you would do this to him and you would do that to him. And I remember Shannon saying, and I'm like, what is Ja doing? Ja, you made it. Hey, you ain't got to do all that, bro. And then I hear that he pointed a laser at any other Pacers. They got into it in the game. It kept escalating. John Morant followed the bus and pointed a laser at the guys inside the bus. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 incidents and 5 with this one. And now the Memphis Grizzlies, now you just coming out and saying something about this? Guys, you probably was part of the problem. You should have been got Ja. Now, listen, sometimes you got to let a guy hang himself or make his own bed. So I understand that. But that's a lot of problems. So now, Ja, bruh, you need to chill out. So listen, I'm going to tell y'all what I think this is. And I'm going to get into my opinion. This is just my opinion. And I'm going to get to the comments, guys. I am going to get to the comments. So I appreciate everybody being in here. Yeah, I see you, bruh. I see you, Second Take. Yes, sir. So, let me see what Second Take talking about. Let me see. He says, the Grizzlies falling apart. Clark hurt, Brooks suspended, Ja incidents. Yes, sir. And he says the Shannon Sharpe incidents. Yes, that was one of the first ones. And he says, investigator TD. Yes, sir. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. And let me see what does the Second Take says. He said, he did the Lazar. What was there? I remember he did the laser. Yeah, the laser. He pointed a laser at somebody. Right. So, guys, this is a problem in the African American community. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. This is a problem in the African American community. And guys, the first person I'm going to talk about is myself. I've been your age and I've been through this, and I've learned a lot of lessons. I got in fights. Well, I didn't really get into like punching fights, but I got in a couple fights where it wasn't in school, but it was like other places. And I've seen people mock me for instances that I tried to defuse. I wanted to smoke, but I didn't want to get in trouble, and I got mocked, and people kept on mocking me. I remember this time where this guy, he was racist, and he wanted to fight me. And so I go to the store. It wasn't really me. It was with my friends. So I go to the store. I walk up. The dude pushing me. It's coaches and everything watching, and I don't do anything because I know if I swing, I'm going to jail. And everybody mocked me at school. So me, I was like, okay, wait. So I went to go hunt the guy down like a dummy. The guy has a lock. He has knives and everything. I'm going to fight the guy. So I end up fighting the guy. We end up fighting, whatever. It doesn't matter who won. I'm not going to brag about anything like that. But that's ignorant. But in my mind, I felt like I had to prove myself because I didn't want nobody calling me a punk or anything like that. And this is what Ja is going through. And me and Ja is not the only African Americans that went through this as young men. It takes time. No matter money, I don't care if Ja was a billionaire, guys, he would still do this because it's a mental thing. It's things that we have to prove. But if you go, and I got a lot of friends that are from different ethnic backgrounds, and they don't have, I go and I chill with them, it's never no confrontation. And even if it is, they diffuse it, they moving on with their life. They trying to go to work and get that bag and live their dreams out. But me or people that I've known, one little disrespect, I'm ready to fight and give up everything and die for it. And that's what our problem is, guys, as African-American men. So I want to name you a list of like 5 to 10 guys that did the same thing. And I want you to give Ja a little grace. Give him some grace because it's bigger than Ja. It's bigger than me, right? So I'm talking from a 36-year-old man perspective. I've learned the hard way. Still to this day, I have to make Facebook posts that people cringe on because I'm trying to explain that I'm a different man. And nobody wants to accept it. And that people act like I'm fake. Look at this guy. He's trying to do a YouTube channel. Who is he? I remember you was trying to fight. So you make mistakes and you have to live it down. So Ja's going to have to live this down for the rest of his life. But he can move on forward from this. So I'm going to give you one person. Cat Williams. Cat Williams was killing the game. He was getting paid $20 million special for comedy, doing movies. And a young kid comes over to his house, and I think they might have been, I don't know if they were playing basketball, if they were smoking marijuana, or what was going on. But Cat Williams ended up like pulling a gun out on the guy ready to fight. And people like, Cat, what are you doing? Because they have, especially people from different ethnic backgrounds, I'm like, what is this wrong with you? You about to make $100 million and you trying to fight a kid? Because the kid disrespect them, and that's what black people, we will fight for, guys. I'm telling you, it's no matter money. You can give me $1 billion, not today, but if you gave me $1 billion when I was 23, and you said a name to me, you called me, you said I was ugly or you weak, you don't get girls, I'll be ready to let's go, let's fight. And I'll be in the middle of the streets, cops being called, ready to go to jail. That sounds ignorant, and it is. I got to admit to it, it is. And I have to take responsibility for this as an African-American man, and Ja Morant has to take responsibility for this as an African-American man. So let me give you somebody else. Suge Knight. Suge Knight, he had Death Row Records. He had 3 to 4 top artists in the whole world. He had Dr. Dre. He had Snoop Dogg. He had Tupac. And this guy was out here bullying guys, trying to fight. Listen, you might think Suge was some type of crazy bully that wanted to kill everybody. No, Suge was a good guy. He played football in college. He didn't get in a lot of trouble playing football. But when he had Death Row Records, he felt like he had to prove himself. And he was making the money, so he wasn't proving it through the money and through his Grammys and stuff. He was proving it with fists, trying to fight, kill with guns. I remember what was that? It was the awards show. They had to cancel the awards show because Death Row Records is trying to fight people and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So, guys, you see what I'm talking about? You seeing the common denominator right now? how it runs in. I don't know if it's from what we've been through from long time ago. Like I said, I'm not gonna turn this into something else. I don't know if it's something in our mind that's making us do this, or we gotta prove ourselves. But we got to stop. We gotta chase the bag, guys. We gotta chase the bag. And even myself, I had to come, even still to this day, with me, just my words. I gotta respond, quit responding, quit putting stuff out. Because people, don't matter if I'm right or wrong, I'm always gonna be treated, then look at him, look at this angry black man. Same thing with Ja. We don't know what Ja been going through. Is people really disrespecting him? But it doesn't matter. There's no excuse for it. So I'm gonna give you another guy, Snoop Diggity Dogg. Yes, guys, Snoop Dogg. Do you remember when Snoop Dogg, he had to go, he was on a murder case, he about lost his whole career. He might went to jail for 20 years trying, because him and another guy got out, and the guy looked at him. And the guy ran in there. Listen, the other guy could have been the other guy's fault, but could have been other ways to diffuse the situation or just do something different. It could have been. So I don't want to be disingenuous to Snoop Dogg, and I don't want to get sued for saying something I don't know what happened. But it shows like somebody got killed, and Snoop Dogg had to go to court and prove that he was innocent. And it was two black men. For what? For why? Snoop Dogg, you shooting a video, you get ready to get paid millions. If Snoop don't take it, right, that's neither here nor there. But you about to get paid millions, and you up there trying to prove yourself. And it's like, guys, it don't listen. It's like, and I'm not gonna get into like women and stuff, but this is what I felt. I felt like women respect it. If I could go out and shoot somebody and punch somebody and beat somebody up, I would get respect from the women. So I want to talk to the women too. If you're watching this live, don't try to lift guys up that do violence, right? That's so sometimes I'm not saying it because we are own men, so it's not your fault. But it seems to me that the rapper and the gangster guy is more sought after than the guy that wants to go to college and do the right thing and raise his family. And I don't want to fight nobody unless you hurt my family. But now it seems like the rapper guy is talking about, oh, I kill you. I'm a gangster. I do this and I do that and I do this. That they get more praise than anybody. So I just want to display that like it's something with our culture that we need to let go. And that's why I feel like Ja, as a young man, he's still trying to portray that image. So I'm going to give you some other guys. Jay-Z. Jay-Z got into something. And then listen, when Jay-Z's past that, but he cut up a guy up real bad and had to go to court for that and pay to get out of that. Over words, a fight in the background, all that type of stuff, guys. So I just want to let y'all know, it's bigger than Ja. So don't act like Ja's crazy. It's been people that's billionaires right now that did this type of thing. Moving on. One of the Migos got killed, rolling dice. Now, I'm not going to judge the dice game, but why is somebody getting mad and getting ready to kill? Y'all got millions of dollars and you want to fight and kill somebody. And that's how he got killed. The Migos. I got a couple more guys. Ray Lewis. That's why he's a godly man right now. So like I said, I think Ja can move forward. I'm not saying he's going to be a religious guy, but I think he can move forward from this. So Ray Lewis, he goes to a strip club. And that's why you got to watch your surroundings, where you're going. So he goes to a strip club. He has a posse like Ja. And some guy, just because it's Ray Lewis, right? I could whoop you, Ray. I'm big too. And a guy gets stabbed to death. I don't know. I'm not going, like I said, I don't want to get sued, so I don't want to say who did what. But a guy died, and Ray Lewis had to go and prove himself innocent. Why is people trying to stab each other? You in a strip club, just go and absorb their women and have a great time. But no, I got to show you. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about all these pretty women out here. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm a gangster. I'm the biggest man in here. But you don't see that in other cultures. Now listen, violence happens everywhere. So I'm not saying that nobody else does this, because ain't nothing 100%. But look at the numbers on it. Look at the numbers on this. You don't see Tom Brady out there. Who want to fight me? I'm the best. I'm the GOAT. Who want to fight? I'm talking about as a young man. You don't see that from Tom Brady. You don't see that from Aaron Rodgers. You don't see that from Larry Bird. You don't see that from Yao Ming, right? You don't see that from Messi. You don't see that from Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, Aaron Hernandez, that was the case. Again, I told you ain't nothing 100%. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Okay, I got somebody else for you. Alvin Kamara. Go watch my Alvin Kamara video. I told y'all about this already with Alvin Kamara. I said, guys, Well, Alvin, what are you doing? Now, is that guy like super duper innocent? No, but that guy probably said something very, very disrespectful to Alvin. And Alvin felt like he had to prove himself, and he had his posse with him, and they stumped him out. You don't. So right now, guys, you think if I see Rob Gronkowski, and you know me, I'm 5'10", 165, 170 pounds. And if I see Rob, and it don't gotta be, it don't matter about my size, but if I go up and see Rob Gronkowski and I say, hey, and I smack Rob Gronkowski, you think he's gonna hit me back? No, he's not gonna do. He's gonna laugh. He might laugh it off and say, hey, call the police, guys, call the police. But but what you think would happen if I would have smacked Ja about 3 or 4 days ago? He might listen. I'm not gonna say, he ain't no telling what he would have did. What if I'd have smacked Ray Lewis years ago? What if I'd have smacked Cat Williams? But if I'd have smacked Tom Brady, all of these guys, and most, now listen, anybody, you know, a man, I hit you now, don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, like, these guys are thinking, like, no, I got big time money, I got big time dreams. I'm not going to lose my career for this. So Alvin Kamara told the same situation. Tupac Shakur, one of the most talented rappers, and we can see it with his, you know, he making great songs like Brenda Got a Baby, but then he making the songs like Hit 'Em Up. Hit 'Em Up. And I get it. Because guys, I'm passionate. That's why y'all see me in my lives. TD, it's okay. Move on. It's a guy trying to trap you off. It's a troll, and I lose it. I remember a guy. Man, it's things that I just got to be focused on. Focus on the goal at hand. Focus on growing my YouTube channel. Focus on subscribers. But no, but somebody disrespect me. I done lost everything. Now I'm ready to go and do something. I'm ready to go and talk to his guy and cuss him out. Why? It's like I said, I'm not a therapist, but it's something, because I didn't felt it. I'm not gonna take, because if I go forward and I think people gonna call me a punk, who cares? So is it about what we think, what people gonna say? I think it is. I think everybody cares what people say to a certain extent. It just depends on levels. It's levels to this. It's levels to this, right? So I got a couple more guys, and I'm not gonna name a bunch of them, but I got a couple more people. And then I'm not going to hold you up. Then I'm going to get to the chat. If anybody got a comment on this situation, I would love to hear it. Because like I said, I don't know everything. So maybe you might have a great perspective, especially if you're younger than I am. Sean and P. Diddy. You remember when P. Diddy was one of the most beautiful girls? I mean, J-Lo had it. J-Lo had a banging body. She was beautiful. And he with her, right? Everybody hating on P. Oh, my God, he got J-Lo. Oh, my God. He got her. They probably gonna get married. And I'm not saying it's gonna work out, right? That's for another video, but he with J-Lo. And guess what happens? He signs a guy that sounds like Biggie. His name is Sean. Oh, that song was gas. This guy was about to boom. They go to a club one night, a guy said something disrespectful to him. Sean ends up killing a guy. And listen, I don't know if he did or not. I'm not so allegedly. And P. Diddy loses J-Lo. J-Lo, like, I'm not about to lose my career for this. P. Diddy has to go to court, testify. Sean goes to jail for what, 15, 20 years, maybe less? Over what? Because the guy said something? Trying to prove, oh, I got this and I'll do this to you. And then would you lose your bag? Then you're sitting around working from check to check, trying to prove, get some money. If Ja loses $200 million, what do you think he's gonna say to his family? He's gonna be on a what you call it? Not a YouTube channel, but he's gonna be on a documentary talking about, oh, I could have had this, man. I made mistakes. Don't do what I did. For what? You ain't got to do that. You got the bag. Okay, so let's move on. This is my last and final guy that I want to talk about before I get to the comment section. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting edge content. So subscribe, guys. I appreciate it. Gilbert Arenas. Yes, Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas killing. He worked on his game. I don't know if he was even, I think he was drafted in the second round, maybe. Killing, shooting threes. He was one of the first guys shooting threes like that, shooting deep. That was Gilbert's game, but he could take you off the dribble too. And he was a pretty decent defensive player because you had to play defense back then. It was hand checking. And him and Javaris Crichton, they on the same team. They get into it playing gambling. And I think I don't know who did it first. Allegedly, somebody bought a gun, and then the next person bought a gun, and the next thing you know was a bag of guns from both people at the stadium. And the police gets called, and now Gilbert Arenas is suspended for the rest of the year. So is Javaris Creighton, and Gilbert loses. I think he gets paid most of his money, but he loses plenty of opportunities, and he never was the same after that. That's why Gilbert kind of goes around, talks around. Gilbert admit that he made a mistake, but why? For what? And this guy's just like, we want to be the gangster. That's our number one thing. If you could ask, listen, y'all won't think I'm lying, and I'm not lying. And I can speak to myself. I think a little different. I always wanted to leave that life. That's why I got friends that right now they may think I'm soft because of what I'm doing. I'm on YouTube. I'm not in the streets with them right now, running around doing God knows what. I had a talent, and I said, listen, I got to get a bag. I want to die, and I want to get a bag before I die. I want to do something special that I ain't never seen nobody do in my family before. But yeah, so Gilbert and Javaris, they both, their career is over. Javaris Creighton, I think he's in jail for murder, for attempted murder. So I believe, going back to my point, I believe if you gave a 19-year-old guy that hasn't been trained right through his family and having a mother and father in the house, shout out to Jason Whitlock, and that's for another video. For an African-American man, you say, listen, do you want to be known for everybody in the streets like a Tookie Williams, everybody fear you, or do you want to be the president of the United States? I think over 50% of those guys will tell you, I'd rather have respect that, no, you can't beat me up. I'm the biggest, baddest guy out here. And that's weird, ain't it? It is what it is. Like I said, I'm defecating on myself. I'm not talking about I'm not killing job. I'm talking about myself first. I'm looking at the log in my own eye, and before I adjust the splinters in my pure eye, as the Bible says. So, guys, before I get to the comment section, I want to talk to us as African American men, the older men, middle-aged men, and younger men. Older guys, I would ask you to don't put pressure on these guys about that they can fight and stand up for yourself. Chastise them about those grades, about how much money they're gonna try to earn in life. Quit talking about how many women that you can get, and if you can beat up everybody, if you got disrespect, to quit doing that, because what you're doing is you're doing a cycle where guys, and it's almost like you are hating or you jealous of the young man, and you're going to make him be fighting against his own mind instead of doing what he needs to do to uplift the Black community so we can quit hollering about race all the damn time. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of it. I don't sit there. Listen, I make videos because I am a Black man. I understand what's going on. But when we sitting there out here and we trying to go out here and put guns on Instagram, trying to prove something, what you think people are going to say? It don't got nothing to do with your race. It's easy pickings. It's the low-hanging fruit. So let's take all the power out of that and take some responsibility. So guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting-edge content. So let me get to some of the comments. Let me see. Actually, we got he says, TD, you spitting facts. Thank you, bro. He said, TD, you saying facts. I appreciate it, bro. I just needed to do this live. I appreciate it, bro. And he said, learn from mistakes. You got to. Yes, sir. So guys, if you want to come up before I get off this live, I see it's like we got a couple people in here. If you want to come up, I did post the link to come up, and you can chop it up and say something if you want to about the situation. Just give your opinion, or maybe it might be a little bit too hot for people about that situation, which I understand. So I'm gonna kind of give people, I'm gonna try to ramble a little bit, give people a few more minutes if they want to do that. But it is, like I said, Cat Williams, he did the same thing, and he's learned from his mistakes. Cat Williams was bigger than the biggest comedian guy. He was bigger than what's his name? The short guy. I can't even think of his name right now. But Cat Williams had the sauce. He was the biggest comedian in the game, but he started getting in a little bit of trouble trying to defend himself. Not saying he was in the wrong, but he was just defending himself. But it was almost, you didn't have to defend yourself in that way. Suge Knight, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, one of the Amigos, Gilbert Arenas, Sean and P. Diddy, Tupac, Alvin Kamara, Ray Lewis. It's an epidemic, guys, going on. And keep going each generation. We got to learn. This is what y'all doing. We need to learn. We need to elevate right now. One thing I got, and I want to champion this one guy, LeBron James. This is what you better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan can't touch your jock. He can't hold your jock strap off the court. I don't care what people say. Everybody say, LeBron cheated on his wife. I don't care nothing about that. That's between him and that's in his family. I'm not judging no man. I'm not looking at no other man in no other man's house. But far as what I can see and what LeBron has did for the African American community and for everybody, because it ain't about just what you can do for African Americans, LeBron has killed it. And if you want to teach your son something about, if you want to teach your kid or your daughter or whoever about how to be in life, watch LeBron James. That's how you be. Don't watch these guys that want to be gangsters that don't know what they want to do. Be like LeBron James. And guess what? LeBron James came up in a split family household. And this guy still did. So this guy is a champion. And when it comes to the court, and that's another video, Michael Jordan is my GOAT. Michael Jordan is my GOAT. But when it comes to off the field, on the court and off the court, LeBron James is one of the greatest players to ever do it. Also, Sharif Abdul-Rahim. That's another video, but that's another guy. So and also Magic Johnson. He made mistakes early, but he never saw Magic wanting to fight anybody. So go look at these guys, and this is why these guys got billions. If they didn't made one little mistake, they'd have had 100 million, 200 million. But they made the right decisions, now they got billions. Okay. Let me see. Second take says John need to get his stuff together. Yes, he does. He does. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. And he says, CHB said, no lies told. I don't know why they keep making the same mistakes, knowing that those that came before them. Exactly, CHB. Exactly, bro. Exactly. So, guys, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in to Fantasy Good Sports. This is cutting edge content. Peace.